My name is Lisa Terauchi. I grew up in India. I was born in Japan. I've lived in Hong Kong for the greater part of my life, about 30 years now. Food has always been my passion. I used to cook a lot of meat, and then one day I chose to go plant-based, and I chose that overnight. So initially it was pretty hard. But once I got the hang of it, my creativity was unleashed, I guess. And I found that it was really hard for me to find restaurants that I wanted to eat at. I figured that that same problem occurs for other people, and that's why I opened the restaurant I have. Good food, good plant-based food, should be available to everybody, even meat eaters, to give them that option, to show them what's possible. So what is confusion? I used play on words, confusion, so with fusion. For me, food is not about being just one-dimensional. I've grown up in many different countries, so it is a matter of all the influences I've had. Living in Texas, living in North Carolina, living in Den Haag, in Holland. My mother is Japanese, but she cooked a lot of varied cultural cuisines, I guess. So for me, it isn't alien to see something Italian on the same plate as something Japanese. I guess I use that same sort of fusion aspect of it to bring that creativity to the menu that we have here. Food I create is the food I want to eat. So a lot of the time with creativity and marketability, people always talk about doing something that other people want, but then it wouldn't be passion. There wouldn't be any love for what I do. For me, I create what I would want to eat, and I price it at a price that I think is fair, that I would be willing to pay. And that's what this whole experience has been about, confusion. So, looks a bit messy, but I am alone. And we are waiting here for bread to rise. It's not rising very much. Gonna make bagels and gonna make burger buns, so. It looks small, I mean, but a lot comes out of this here small kitchen, you know? We tend to cook about 18 to 20 cups of rice each time, and then we have a giant soup pot. We make soup maybe twice a day. So, what was important to me when opening this restaurant was about doing the right thing. To care about people's health, to care about the environment, and to also be socially responsible. And by that I mean employing staff that are happy to work. I've worked in a few restaurants, and I think the thing that bothered me the most about it was the working conditions and how even if you came there with passion, somehow or the other, they would find a way to take that passion, crush it, and just get it underfoot. I believe that that doesn't have to be the way. I wanted to have a place where everybody was treated equally. I didn't believe that that was such a hard thing to do. And I still don't. Because when you have the right team, there's that saying, right? There's no I in team, except in the a-hole. Team is family. That's what it means to me, because you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. But when you get the right team, there is no separation there. What I hope to bring to the culinary scene here in Hong Kong is authenticity. There are hundreds and hundreds of places that are serving food, but so many of them, it's a job. There's no passion in it anymore. There's so many times that I've eaten food and I've thought, wow, they could do so much more with this. And the reality of it is, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. But you could actually care about what it is that you're putting on that plate. And if there's anything that I hope to bring to the Hong Kong F&B scene, it is that Plant-based food doesn't have to be boring. Anybody can eat that. It doesn't have to be somebody that's specifically vegan or plant-based. I want for people that eat an omnivore diet to realize that you can have beautiful food that doesn't have to have meat in it. If I can exist and people can hopefully gain some inspiration, not just for themselves, where they can go home and they can prepare it and see how easy it is, that would be great. And if I could inspire people in the entire F&B community to realize that you can feed a vegan more than just a salad, that would be a dream. What's next? Wow, it's either go big or go home. Because everything that's been happening the last year, since the protests started, and then with coronavirus, it's been an uphill battle. Every time we think we're over that hill, we get right back down again. So it's hard to decide, I've still got all the passion, I've still got all the energy, but that energy has been beaten down. So at the end of it all, I think it just depends on where Hong Kong is in the next 6 to 8 months. And then I can make a decision from there. But right now, we either go big, as in we expand, we get a lot of locations, or we just quietly fade away and say we did our part. It was fun while it lasted.